how to tune your guitar. Normally, you'll have something pretty, something like that, right? But let's say your guitar is just all over the place, right? Usually when you get a guitar, guitars are shipped tuned down, right? So it's less tension on the neck during shipping, right? Unless you buy it in store, maybe it's tuned. But let's say you bought it online and your guitar's out of tune. The beautiful thing about D'Angelico, shout out the guys at D'Angelico, they ship it in tune. I don't know how they do it, but they do. And this is one of like 5 D'Angelicos I have now, which is crazy. So I'm gonna teach you guys how to tune this thing. So basically, the universal way of tuning your guitar is to tune it into standard, right? Which will be E, A, D, G, B, E. Right? My finger probably didn't follow it perfectly, but the way I like to remember it is Easter eggs don't give broken eggs. There's tons of different sayings for it. That one stuck with me. Do whatever you think works for yourself the best. But so that chord that I played earlier, if we're out of tune, probably is going to sound like this. Not great. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and tune this into standard, and then I'm going to show you on my 12 string what I like to do, because I double up my strings, right? So I have, instead of playing in octaves, I'm playing in pairs, which is a lot of extra tension on the guitar. I tune down to D, down 2 whole notes. So, but the thing is, you could tune your 6 string and 12 string the exact same way. It's just twice the number of strings, but it's the same notes. So here we go. Here's how I like to do it. D'Angelicos, obviously, they come with this awesome little tuner. EQ as well in a phaser, but it comes with this little tuner on here, and it'll tell you, right? Let me, if I could zoom in. Now watch this, right? I don't know if you can see that, but you can see that little letter on there. Let me zoom in some more. Can you see that? I believe it says D. So it says D, and we want our first string to be an E. So what you would do is you'd hit it, and you would just tune up, keep going, there's the E, and try to get it right on the green, right? And there you go, there's your E. Now, obviously, if we're below it, you'll be in that yellow side, right? To the left is low, and to the right is high, you're sharp, right? So either sharp or flat, we want to get right there in the middle at the E. So that can be, hold on, how do I move this? Okay, so that can be really convenient just to have on you, right? So you don't have to have a tuner on you, you don't have to have your phone on you or anything like that. Super convenient if you have a tuner on your guitar. So if you're looking for exactly that, anytime you look for an acoustic guitar and it says acoustic electric, that means you can plug it in more oftentimes than not as a tuner. Obviously double check, but you're going to be safe that way. D'Angelicos, I got another one here. This one has a tuner on it, and here's a little 12 string, has a tuner on it, and then my other 2 D'Angelicos over there. But basically, if you don't have a tuner on your guitar, you can use a tuning app. So this is what the Fender Tune app looks like. What you're going to do, personally, I mean, you could go to the manual tuner, you can go to the pro tuner, all whatever, right? I like going to auto tuner. Seems to be the easiest, so click the top one, right? And I choose chromatic. If you see all the way at the top there, zoom, it says, I gotta get my face out so it'll focus. There, so it says chromatic at the top. I like chromatic because that shows you every single note within the guitar rather than focusing on standard tuning, right? If you like to tune in different tunings, chromatic's awesome if you know what strings you want to tune to. So what you'll do is you'll hit those little lines up here, if it'll focus, these little lines up here in the top right, and then if you look all the way at the top and it'll focus, yep, it'll say chromatic. You want to just turn that on. Now you go back into here, and what's beautiful about this, right, is you just kind of get it, you know, I like to do it, I like to hold it, I'll put it either on top of my guitar like this, I'll put it on a table in front of me, I'll put it on my knee, down here on my knee, but you just kind of want to get it close enough, right, so that you can hear the note, as the phone can, and what you do, it's just like the tuner on your guitar, you hit it, right, it'll be out of focus, is it in focus now? There you go, right, I might be too far away. It should say, let me bring it a little closer. Right there on the E. Perfect. So basically, we're going to go through each string, and that, you know, obviously, if it's to the left, or in this case, it's a little high. So if it's to the right, just like on here, it's sharp. If it's to the left, it's flat. You want to get it green. I mean, how easy is that? So here's what you do, right? I'm going to go ahead and use the tuner on here, and I'll use this one at the same time. So low string, standard tuning, it's going to be an E. Man, I'm on the money. Let's mess it up, right? We're down here, right? Loose string, right? You're gonna hit it. We're low, so we're just gonna tune this up. We're gonna turn this first peg. You can follow the string, right, all the way up to this little first peg, and there's a corresponding tuner to it, right? So here we go. First string. We want this to be an E. And right there. Perfect. Next one's going to be an A, so it's the next one, and almost always on guitar, especially with the Angelico, it's just going to be the next one right next to it, right? The next peg right next to it. So here we go. Here's the A. So we're flat. So we'll tune up. A, right? Now, so we go Easter, Angels, Don't, that's D. Next string, the third string from the top. We're going to turn that to a D, so it's the next peg. If you see here, 1, 2, 3. There's the D. Now, next one, we're going to go G, right? Easter, Angels, Don't, Give, G. Now, let's say, check this out. Let's say you're hitting the string, right? And you're turning the peg, but nothing's happening, right? It means you're on the wrong peg. You gotta find the right one. So unless you have it memorized, which you can always do, like I said earlier, right? Just follow the string. So with the third one from the top, or the third one from the bottom, fourth from the top. Let's just follow with our fingers, right? Put our finger on it all the way, follow it back, and oh, there it is. All the way up here, this last one. All right, so here we go. This is gonna be a G. G, awesome. Now, hey, here's the B, the next string. Easter Angels Don't Give Broken, right? Broken eggs. Here's the B. Perfect. And E, last one. Easter Angels Don't Give Broken Eggs. Cool. Now, you might think that you're perfectly tuned, but if you are going from a way lower tuning or a way higher tuning and you're trying to get to standard, right, or any other tuning in between, as you tune the guitar up, the tension is going to increase on the guitar, which means some strings are going to end up being lower than when you first tune them. So if we play this E, the E's flat now, right? Because we ended up tuning up the rest of the strings. More tension, that means this is going to be looser, right? So I would always recommend go through twice. But if you're already in standard and you're pretty close, you only had to move things a little bit, you're fine going once. But we'll go through it again real quick. E, right? Then A. Then G. Oh, D, my bad, D. Then G. Then B. And E. And that second time around, you should probably only have to like really just wail it only a little bit. And now we should be back in standard, so this should sound very pretty. I forget this chord. Cool, awesome. Now, don't forget to turn your tuner off. Your batteries don't last forever. Now, so that's standard tuning. When I play my 12 string and I'm playing corridos, I'm playing requintos, I'm playing acordes, right, stuff like that, I like to play down into D, or in Spanish, it's Ray, right? So I'll put this one aside for now. Standard tuning on this one, right? I actually, believe it or not, because I like to play a lot of Zach Brown music, I have this one tuned down to E flat or D sharp. So the 12 string, right? Now this, I tune down a whole step. So that's 2 half steps. Each of these is a half step. So a whole step, 2 frets, right? So instead of tuning this one to E, A, D, G, B, E, standard tuning, we take everything down 2 notes. So this E on the 2nd fret now becomes a D, right? E, E flat, D. And we go D, G, C, F, A, D. I'll have that written up here somewhere. But basically, when you're tuning, when you're tuning for corridos specifically, and you have your strings in pairs instead of octaves, even octaves are technically the same note, but octaves means you're playing like, there's your D, right? 12th fret, that's 1 whole octave. It's still a D, but obviously are 2 different notes. Same letter note, different frequency. So, is this thing broken? All right. So when you're playing requintos or you're playing corridos and you're playing in pairs instead of octaves, which is the most common way from my knowledge. I know Danny Lux and Esteban Armato had a couple of songs with octaves on their guitars. But what we'll do is you'll tune the strings that are next to each other the same. So it might be hard to see here. Let's zoom in. See if I can show you guys. Watch this. I'll play the one here on the top. It's so hard to even see this. I'll play this one here, right? Which is our G, and then I'll play the one next to it. G, same note. Now, if I zoom out, what we're gonna do, right? So you start with your D on top. I'm a little out of tune at the moment, but we'll just, for the sake of time, run through it. So D at the top, and then the next peg, right, will be G, and the peg right after that, because they're pairs, also a G, and then we move to C, I believe it is. Yep, C, string right next to that, C again, the next string down, F, F again, the string after that, then A, D, D. There's no difference in intervals between strings, but they're different notes because I basically extended the length of my guitar. If I took this guitar, and I have a capo here. So if I took my guitar and I grab my capo and I throw it here on the 2nd fret, right? Shortening my guitar by 2 frets, or basically making it higher by 2 frets. So being that it was already in D, and we just went from D to E flat to E, which is the same bottom string note for standard tuning, this should sound like it's in standard tuning, because it is now. And I'll even prove it. So you heard that one. Oh God, here you go. This is the one that I tuned to standard tuning at the beginning of the video. It's the same. So I hope that made sense. If it didn't, leave a comment, let me know. This guitar, by the way, thanks to D'Angelico, I'm giving it away. I'll have a link in the description for you to follow and sign up for or enter to win. I don't really know exactly how it goes. I think you just put your email down, maybe your phone number, and then you'll be notified if you want it in about, I think it's a week. It's a week-long little contest thing. All you gotta do is enter your email, I'm pretty sure though. So giving away this cutaway, super cool guitar. They just sent it to me. I was thinking about giving away this one, but they asked me which model I would prefer for the giveaway. And when you're playing corridos and you're playing Mexican music, regional Mexican music, this little thing here, another little lesson for you, right here, this little crater is called a cutaway. If you've ever seen that on the name of a guitar, it's a cutaway. And what that does is it lets you bring your hand further down the guitar. That's why my Takamines a cutaway, my Takamine 12 string, D'Angelico 12 string, all cutaways, because when you play corridos and you're playing stuff like that, you gotta be able to get your hands really high up on the neck. So and it's hard to do that when you have this big like lump of material here to try to like reach over. So now that you can bring your hand down, that's awesome. So we're giving away this guitar. Shout out the guys at Sweetwater and D'Angelico and Earthworks Audio. If you're interested in buying any of these guitars, they're actually doing $100 off of 3 of their models, the 12 string, the cutaway, and another one which I haven't played yet, but I mean, they're all amazing. I'll have the link below if you want to shop for anything, strings, picks, capo, guitar, anything like that. The guys at Sweetwater, hook me up, they'll hook you up. And I'll see y'all in the next video.